been a long time since I've actually played the original demo of Paper Perjury, but I do remember the title screen being really very relaxing. Really pleasant. But alas, the full version is out. It was released December 9th, so I'm a few days. I'm a bit behind. But alas, this is Paper Perjury by Paper Cat Games. And it is out and ready to enjoy. So, the first point of our adventure here might be a bit familiar if you watched my demo playthrough. Although I suppose demo went through a few iterations, I believe, after I played it. And obviously, development proceeded. So, might notice a few things different, but we might be familiar with the first case somewhat. Alright. So on that note, let us begin. Oh wow. 4. Main menu. Alright. Open the case. Perjury is a work of fiction. A resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. Viewer discretion is advised. That's April 16th. Unknown. Ooh. This is Detective Ernest Hunt's office. I'm away from the office. Please, leave a message. Detective, this is Chandra Lear, the witness from yesterday. I lied yesterday. There's more going on than what I was letting on. I made a terrible mistake and I need your protection. I think my... Chandra, please, forgive me. 8 a.m. Azure City Police Precinct number 5, Station Lobby. This is it. My first real job. As a clerk. My name is Justina Smith. I'm a newly hired police clerk working at Azure City's 5th Police Precinct. I can talk good. Though, when I told my parents, they seemed to think I was signing on as a cop. I'd rather avoid that sort of dangerous life. I'm more than content just doing paperwork. Not that I'm afraid of action. Everyone always says I'm too headstrong. You got that look in your eyes that says exactly that. Still, I'm really nervous. Stay calm, Justina. All you have to do is do your job well and keep your head low. Here we go. Wait, where am I supposed to go? Maybe there's someone around here I can ask. Excuse me, sir? Sorry, miss. I'm in a hurry. Wait, I work here. I mean, well, today's my first day. I'm here for the clerk role. Oh. In that case, I'm Detective Ernest Hunt. Fortunately, that's about all the pleasantries I can give right now. Something important just occurred, and I need to get going. Sir, that's our senior clerk here. Go speak with her for your assignment. Your station should be in the back. Time to ticket. Go to run. Gee, someone's in a hurry. Well, at least I know where my desk is now. Time to meet my supervisor. I'm not a fan of his coat. Understandable. Position 22, green eyes, brown hair. Okay, very slick. I like that. You can now view the profile. Oh, I beat you to the punch. You select the profiles we found in the case file. Yay. Excuse me, I'm looking for a Miss Earl. If you're here to speak with an officer, please wait in the lobby. What? Oh no, I'm not a civilian. Well, maybe I am. Does an office job here make me a civilian? An office job. Can I see some ID? ID? I think I brought it with me. Ooh, checking the case file screen. There's the list, right? That's the presentment to show it. Here we go. Take that. Perfect. You're the new girl. Why'd you point at me and yell, take that? You're in the wrong game, hun. I'm Sue P. Earl. Sue Pearl? Welcome to our new office. I'm Justina Smith. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm the head, and for today, the only clerk here at the branch. However, this is not the time for chit-chat. Today's a busy day and we need you working right away. There's a police report from yesterday that I need you to file. Something came up recently that requires my full attention. Trust you can handle a simple filing job. Yes, ma'am. Make sure the information matches up correctly. Once you're done, let me know. I don't know why everyone's in a rush, but I can ask her about it later. Right now, we need to get to work. Head clerk and my boss. Formerly the only clerk. She'd like to throw paper around. Violet probing. Well, it's about as basic as a workstation can be. So much for getting trained. Hope I can figure this out myself. 4 USB ports. Holy shit, that's wild. Let's see here. It's a detective summary, witness statement, and a couple of pieces of evidence. Oh, okay. Thieves' path. Footprints found at the crime scene. Spacing the prints indicates that the thief walked calmly towards, then away from the safe. Yes, this feels familiar. Window. Thief entered from unlocks from the inside only. The safe. Money for the Klaus orphanage was stored here. Half of it was stolen. No evidence of tampering. Case summary updated. It's the summary section of the case file. Oh, hello. See the phone call from Chandelier. Chandelier? Made from the Eubank estate. Called to report that a thief had broken in and stolen a huge sum of charity money from her employer's home. Due to the rain on that day, the thief left muddy footprints throughout the room. The estate's front gates were picked open with lockpicks. Currently, we're still searching for the man. Oh, I'll write things down as the day progresses. I always read my notes as the new facts unfold. Now I sound like a detective. Unlocks from the inside only. Log what you've accomplished. Hey, done and done. Looks like everything is here. Let's see, I should look over everything real quick before I file them. And if that witness statement, good thing the detective recorded it. Oh, the camera's on. We can begin when you're ready. Yeah, that's just like the detective I spoke to earlier. This must be his case then. Can you provide your name and occupation for the record? Certainly. I'm Chandelier. I work as a maid at the Eubank estate. Appreciate the cooperation. Now, can you describe the events that took place earlier? Of course. Ooh. I was cleaning the hallway when I heard a noise coming from this room. I went inside and saw someone taking money out of the safe. I couldn't get a good look at his face, but he was clearly a 6-foot-tall man carrying lockpicks. When he saw me, he took some of the money and ran to the window, making his escape. I couldn't catch him, so I checked the safe. Half the money inside was stolen. Called the police to report the crime shortly afterwards. I see. Seemed to me like it was simple robbery. Wait a second. What she just said seems off. Did she just lie? And I need to look over her statement again. I'm sure there was a problem somewhere. If I find a line that I think is a problem, I press the dispute button to present evidence to my PC. Submitting is as easy as clicking present. What should I do? Leave this computer until I find the contradiction. I'm interrogating. Jazzy. You said the thief ran. But the evidence shows the thief calmly walked, as if he wasn't afraid of being caught. Why would you lie about that? Should let Miss Earl know what I found. Miss Earl? What is it? It's the witness's statement. It doesn't add up. As reviewing the case file, I think she lied. She told the detective that the thief ran in a hurry. But the evidence seems to indicate the opposite, that the thief had walked calmly. Did you put your name in the goblet of fire? Dumbledore said calmly. Let me see that file. I see. I think you're right. The police need to speak with Miss Lear again. She clearly didn't see the thief. It was hard to say. That would be impossible. Impossible? Why? About an hour ago, we got a call from the Eubank estate. The thief returned this morning, and this time he attempted to take Miss Lear's life. What? Thankfully, she survived. She's currently in a coma with a life-threatening head injury. time you showed up, our lead detective went to investigate. I've been processing the paperwork over the call. Lead detective? You mean Detective Hunt? Let's see, you've already met. Yes, that's him. So what do you do now? Call the detective and inform him. He can decide what to do next. Till then, keep Miss Lear's statement with you. You might need it later. Hey. Why would the thief return to the scene of the crime? There must be more to it. I think I'll speak with the detective when he gets back. Alright, keep that in our pocket. City Precinct, station lobby. Detective Hunt's return. Hope my tip helped him. Excuse me, Detective? Detective Hunt? I'm busy, right? Hold on. You're that new girl, right? The one Miss Earl told me found that clue. Yes, I'm Justina Smith, sir. Looks like our newest member already wants to be out on the front lines. You misunderstand, sir. Standing in front of an armed criminal is not what I signed up for. In any case, maybe you could help me. Help you how? Could use your help getting a confession from our thief. Well, I'll meet at the interrogation room. Wait, what? And he's gone. How on earth am I supposed to help him? Oh yeah, here we go. Hearing room? There you are. The chief wants us to start the interrogation right away. Now hold on just a minute. I'm a police clerk. What exactly do you want me to do? Write down everything you two say? No, I want you to help me interrogate the suspect. Interrogate? I don't know how to interrogate someone. You're a police officer. How do you not know how to interrogate someone? I'm not a police officer. I was hired to do paperwork. Paperwork is the true life of a police officer. You'll do fine. You're hired to do paperwork. You're essentially a police officer already. I feel a little underqualified to be in charge of the interrogation. I'm the one in charge. You're there to help. Besides, you're young. You being there might make the suspects lower their guard. Well, I guess I'll help as much as I can. All you need to do is listen to their statements, and if you find a flaw, point it out. It's like this same as what you did on the computer. But what if their statement is perfect? As long as the suspect is hiding something, there'll always be a flaw somewhere. We'll just have to find those flaws until the truth comes out. You sound like you expect the suspect to lie. I do, and you should too. Sometimes the flaw might not be immediately obvious. You could question the subject to ask for more information. It might reveal some additional information that could be helpful. Alright. So, I question the suspect if I want clarification, and I dispute when I find a flaw. You got it. See, you're a natural interrogator. We need an ironclad confession, so we need to find all the flaws in the suspect's statements. Easier said than done. Wait, am I even allowed to go in there? Do they have any further questions for the suspect? He sure is impatient. Well, here we go. I remember our, so this is the inside of an interrogation room. I'm lucky I'm here on the police side. On the other side, oh, it's her! Okay, I remember you. And the other side is our thief? I thought the witness said they were male. Don't want to keep you waiting. I had to grab my assistant. Oh, I love... okay, I remember this. He's, like, right in the middle as the position of judge. So when was I his assistant? She's new here, so let me catch her up to speed. While your arrest, you agreed to completely cooperate with us. And you're going to hold up your end of the deal, right? My honor as a police officer. Then... your ears better open themselves for the greatest plan in the entire criminal underground. All she did was go through a window. Wish more criminals had your enthusiasm. Please state your name for us. I am the great and cutting Hana over your... No lies so far. You're doing great. Keep it up. Yes, Lamb. Stop patronizing me. I stole from one of the wealthiest men in the city. I arrested you for the crime in less than 24 hours, but by all means, keep bragging. Now come back and let us continue. Currently only being charged for the crime of larceny, so hold on, what about... All in due time, Miss Assistant. A criminal giving a full confession. That takes priority. What's he getting at? She committed the assault too, right? Why is he not charging her for that as well? Wait, who's he calling Miss Assistant? Nah. I was saying all we need is your official statement. Are you ready, Miss Assistant? Ready as I'll ever be. And Monsieur, you may begin at any time. Hana over your... That meant to be like hand over your goods. A theft I am proud of. Around 4:30 p.m. I snuck into the Eubank estate. Spotted the safe is inside stuffed with treasure. Used my trusty lockpicks to open the window, and I made my way inside. Pilfered the safe of its contents, grabbing about half the money inside. Can't believe it took you an entire day to find me. Thought the police were better than that. Hey, sir? Something wrong, Miss Assistant? Your statement seems off. If you think there's a problem, go ahead and find it. My job as a mentor is to ensure you do it correctly. But you know what, the eye roll. Oh, that's good. Oh, never mind. I'll do it myself. That's a great animation. I love that. If we need more eye rolling in Phoenix Wright, like detective stories. I love that. That's fantastic. We're focusing on our first crime, then the attempted murder can be ignored. Alright. Hold it. How'd you get into the estate? That was the easiest part. I broke in through the front gate. She just walked right in broad daylight. Won't you be worried about being seen? Hold it. Treasure? I thought it was in the safe as money. Have you ever heard of poetic license? Obviously that was the treasure. I pulled off a great heist. It deserves some added flair. Nah, is it really a great heist if you get caught the next day? Hold it. Lockpicks? Every great thief carries a set of lockpicks with him. I needed them for this heist. Keep mine in my hand. I thought those were just hairpins. Hang on, why'd the detective let her bring lockpicks in here? Hold it. Why'd you only grab half the money? Wouldn't you want to grab all of it? I was in a hurry. Maid spotted me, so I needed to make my escape. Alright. Stop. If you're really in such a hurry, why does the evidence show that you walked back to the window? I am a fast walker. That's ridiculous. What do you want me to say? That's the truth. Detective, make her talk. Fortunately, I can't do that. Can't really disprove her claim here. Just look for something more solid. I don't know if this is gonna get me anywhere. I'm gonna move on. Hold it. Don't talk shit about me. You don't seem very upset with the fact that you got caught. What do I have to be upset about? I stole from the Eubanks themselves. Everyone will know about the great and dashing thief Hana over your... What good is that gonna do you now that you got caught? As in, like, there's not a lock you can pick from the outside. Objection. That's that. The little pen and paper bounces a little, too, when she slaps the desk. That's good. Little detail. Monsieur, you couldn't have opened the window. The window in the room only opens from the inside. No lockpicks would get you around that. No. I can explain. You see, the weather was really warm that day. The maid opened up the window. I just got the details mixed up. Let me explain. Part 2. Stuck to the estate. The window was already open. Hold it. A likely story. Do you have any proof it was open? Oh god, what's going on? My proof is that I say it was open. Ah, good proof. My proof is I told you so. That's not proof! Besides, what was your plan if the window wasn't open? I'd try a different entrance. How would you be so proud of a robbery she didn't even prepare for? Hold it. We just climbed in. What if you got caught? Oh well, I was feeling lucky. Besides, there's nobody inside there. What's that? The maid was right outside that room. So, I didn't know that. You're the worst thief I ever heard of. But you have heard of it. Hold it. Your tools. That's what I said. You mean your lockpicks, right? Maybe, maybe not. A thief never reveals her secrets. What's that? Detective, make her give a straight answer. Not to give all the information you need. What's that supposed to mean? Hold on. How could you possibly mix that up? Well... I'm a great thief. I don't remember the specifics of all my heists. What's that? Detective, she just admitted to more crimes. That's not the confession you think it is. By the way, we're here about this crime. Let's focus on it. She already lied once. How can we trust her confession now? That's a thing. We can't. That's why it's up to you to find the flaws in it. What if I can't find anything? You should be the one handling this. You'll find it. I believe in you. Real helpful. Trusty tools to open the safe. No tampering. Objection. What's that? Monsieur, how did you open the safe? You said you opened it with your lockpicks, but there's no sign of tampering. It can only be opened with a code. Your tools will be useless. Huh! I never said that my tools provide lockpicks. I mean, my greatest tool of all, patience. I just waited for the maid to open up the safe. I robbed it after she left. Monsieur, I doubt both of your statements are true. You're saying that Miss Lear opened both the safe and the window, and then she just left the room. Yes? Detective, that doesn't make any sense. That would be the biggest coincidence ever. Well, not impossible. Unfortunately, we don't have a way to counter her claim right now. I don't know her reasons. I only took advantage of them. What now? Something is wrong with her story. I know it. Must be another way to draw out the truth. Senor, can you explain the purpose of your lockpicks? You mean these? Well, they pick locks, as the name implies. Just keep them in my hair for safekeeping. You said that you waited for the maid to open the window and the safe. Well, then why were you carrying lockpicks? I have a good reason for that. What that Miss Tacky green suit will accept. It's not as tacky as the orange jumpsuit you'll be wearing. Hey, they say it's the new green. Now, this is not the time for colorful quips. Please, Monsieur, tell us your story. Rip. That's a cool effect. Tools for great heist. Ooh, lockpicks would need to enter the estate. Hold it. How'd you know you would need lockpicks? I always bring lockpicks with me. You never know when they'll come in handy. Guess it makes sense. She's a thief after all. Now I'm gonna be suspicious of anyone with hairpins. Give it a padlock. Hold it. Why didn't you tell us this before? You didn't ask. That's not a good reason. You're supposed to be confessing. You're the one asking the questions. Maybe you're just bad at your job. Ooh. This isn't even my job. I'm just a clerk. Hold it. Why'd you put your lockpicks away? What if you needed them? Why would I? The safe and window were open. Plus, I needed my hands free to grab the money. So you didn't take your lockpicks out at all after entering the room? Nope, not even once. Thank you, let's carry on. No need for them once you got to the window. What's that? That's quite the coincidence, the maid opening both the window and the safe. How would your plan have even worked if she didn't? I would have improvised. I had all the tools I needed. Just so happened that my greatest tool of all was my luck. See, that's actually good. How would you have gotten into that safe if she hadn't opened it? I had my lockpicks as backup. What's that? The safe doesn't even have a hole to put lockpicks in. Yeah, well, I didn't know that. I'm a lucky great thief, not a good great thief. Doesn't matter because the maid opened it for me. Let's move on before the steam starts coming out of my ears. Sir, is she telling the truth about the gate? She is. We found the gate and the lock was picked. And she's telling the truth. How do we go any further? Don't think about her lying. Think more about how the evidence doesn't support the truth. You're the one in charge here. Can't you tell me the answer? True leaders just sit behind desks all day giving orders. I will. I'll look over that statement again. Towards and away from the safe window. Dispute this with the maid statement. Objection. Monsieur, did you know Miss Lear gave a recorded statement? So? Her statement, she said that the thief was a 6-foot-tall male and had lockpicks. The description of you was wrong, but there was one key detail about you she mentioned. That you had lockpicks. If she only saw you during your escape, she would only have seen them as hairpins. Nothing happened in that room, and it wasn't a simple robbery. Ah! I can explain. No, please, allow me. Earlier today, I saw that the footprints you left in that room showed you were walking away from the safe. Nobody would expect a thief like yourself to simply run away. One possibility was that she lied about seeing you. However, if she knew about the lockpicks, then she clearly had seen you. Maybe she saw that I picked the lock of the gate to get on the property. We only brought that lock after they arrived and interviewed her. As it is, do you know why Miss Lee was in the room with our thief? Oh, I think that... I think the two knew each other. This whole time, you said you wanted to confess to get a plea deal. That was never the reason. This was all meant to hide your relationship with Miss Lear. That's exactly it. After getting your tip on the footprints, I came to a conclusion. He must have been someone Miss Lear knew. Oh, I asked the Eubank family about her friends, and your name came up. Getting your bank records was the hard part, but that's how I proved you were the thief. How'd you get her bank records? I have my connections. Anyways, it's clear you had your relationship to keep Miss Lee from being arrested as well. Two of you were working together. You're mistaken. If we were working together, why wouldn't you just let me right through the front door? She wouldn't even need me. You could have just robbed the safe yourself. I think my sister can explain that, can't you? Why the two of them staged the robbery as they did. Not in a rush. Specifically framed as a thief. Correct again. We did get involved, so their plan at that point was successful. They knew that the money being stolen would make the news. Miss Lear says the male thief stole the money, would throw our investigation off. We trust Miss Lear, of course. It's that. So this want us to throw the full extent of the law at you. We need your real confession. Now. You win. I'm no great thief. Your robbery might not have been very great, but did try to steal away the truth. I can't believe you. How can you crack jokes at a time like this? Lighten up, Mrs. Assistant. We won this round. We can have some fun now. I'm taking this seriously at any point. Monsieur, we have a few questions to ask now. Don't you already know everything? Just throw me in a jail cell. I don't think you were stealing based out of greed. If you were, why would you only take half the money? I want to offer you a chance to tell us why you stole the money. You know what the money in the safe was used for, right? It was the charity money. But I don't know which charity it was for. It's a charity run by the Eubank estate. They raised money for a local orphanage. To say, stealing money from orphans doesn't paint you in the best light. Every year Mr. Eubank raises money for the charity. He's been lying about how much he receives. The amount they raise and the amount that goes to the charity are different. Chandra helped with the fundraising and she figured out there was a discrepancy. Is that... Hold on. He's wealthy enough to have a charity. Why is he stealing money from it? Hold on, Mrs. Assistant. None of this is proven. She lied once already. To take the rest with the greatest soul. Still, why would he keep the charity money in his safe? Wouldn't a bank account be safer? Banks keep records. If he was ever audited, the records would reveal what he did. Eubanks own one of the largest investment firms in the country. They knew how to avoid leaving any paper trails. But why would he give Miss Lear the code to the safe? Well... I don't really know. Chandra never told me. Maybe she stole it. Why the two of you get involved? Maybe that's why she's been attacked. Because they found out she stole it. Chandra couldn't accept what was going on. She told me about what she found and what her plan was. So I agreed to help her. And what were you planning to do with the money after you stole it? Well, we didn't figure that part out. We didn't expect to get caught so quickly. You know, if you told me you had planned to anonymously donate the money, I could almost respect this little plan. Regardless, we still have to charge you. Charge me, but please, at least let Chandra off with a lighter sentence. I was the one who stole the money. All she did was open the window in the safe. I know you'll go arrest her after this, but you'd have to understand that. Oh no! She doesn't know! Sorry, monsieur. We have some bad news. Got a call from the Eubank estate this morning. Miss Lear was attacked and is in critical condition. Stop. No, you're joking, right? Just trying to get me to say more. Well, you'll be charged with larceny. I'm afraid, pending further investigation, you're also being held under arrest for attempted murder. What? No! Why would I try to kill Chandra? We're best friends. I would never hurt her. I believe you, but we don't have a choice right now. We'll be detained here until further notice. I can assure you, however, that your cooperation won't go unnoticed. You have the legal right to a public defender if your case goes to court. The hell with a lawyer! Why'd you hide this from me until now? Did you just want to watch me struggle? You're evil, the both of you! What did they say about the cops in this city? You corrupt, heartless monsters! Honest as a cab. I'm sorry, but it would be in your best interest if you didn't speak with us further without a lawyer. The two of us would be best to be going now. I wish I could do more for you, Hannah. My apologies, Miss Smith. That wasn't something I planned on you having to see. Neither did I. Wait a second. You actually used my name. You're hereby free from being my assistant. You'll go back to your normal duties. If it means anything, you certainly did well back there. If you already knew everything, then why'd you need me in the first place? When Miss Earl told me about how you found that clue, I decided I wanted to test your critical thinking skills. Looks like I was right to test you and solve that case like a pro. Hope you didn't mind me having a bit of fun in there. Even though things ended, I wouldn't call any of that fun. I know. She meant most of that for me, not for you. Either way, I don't want you to have to face any more of that because of me. So what are you going to do now? My best friend nearly died, and she's our #1 suspect. I went back to the crime scene to try and clear her name. So if you'll excuse me. Hold it! I never agreed to stop being your assistant. Honestly, it's something I want to see for myself. I might not be a police officer, but please, take me with you. I think I've borrowed you from Miss Earl for long enough. To be away for any longer would only anger her and risk your job. Do you really think I'm that quick to boil? Miss Earl! Wait, how much did you hear? Enough to have an opinion on the matter. Ernest, take her with you. If you think she can help solve the case, it would be foolish to not even let her see the crime scene. Make sure Hannah is treated well until you solve the case. Are you sure? What about Justina's duties here? Her paperwork can wait. She can always work overtime. You want to stay overtime on my first day? Would you rather just stay here and miss all the fun? Alright, deal. I'll go. Good. And do look after her, Ernest. It's still only her first day. Yes, absolutely. Well then, Miss Assistant, are you ready to go? Sir, yes, sir. Perfect. Here's the keys. I'll show you to the car. Wait, you want me to drive? Of course, the assistant always drives. Besides, it's a good test of your driving skills. You never know when we might be in a highway chase. Follow me. That's how my relationship with Detective Hunt began. Went from a desk job to field work in a matter of hours, because of one small contradiction. Little did I know how much this single case was going to change my life forever. Case 1, yeah! So the next case... Alright. Let's progress. It was a fairly short introduction, and that pretty much covered the demo. I suppose. Well, let's proceed here. Solving the mystery behind the robbery, we left for the Eubank estate to find out why Miss Lear was attacked. Although my new detective friend was telling me the details of how he found Monsieur. We arrived just as he finished. Alright. Start from scratch here. Hello, Hana. Location, police custody. Occupation, thief. Location, Azure City Hospital. Hope she'll cover soon. Police station. Outside the estate. Alright. And I brought her into the interrogation room before you joined the fun. You know the rest. We left that room with Hana claiming we're awful people. I won't consider any of that fun. Regardless, it's all the more reason for us to prove her innocence. Then, who attacked Chandra? It couldn't possibly have been the Eubank family, right? I have a few ideas, but a good detective avoids becoming tunnel vision. Important to have a fresh perspective on things. And that's where I come in. Precisely. You catch on quick. So what do you do now? Now comes the fun part of being a detective. Investigating. Seeing as this is your first investigation, would you like me to run you through the basics? Yes, please. Alright, pretty simple. Each time you come across an area to examine, we have a few different options. Look around for clues, investigate the immediate area for any details that stick out. Find evidence. Ask witnesses. Collect their statement. Okay, so we're not interrogating, we're just taking down their words and saving them. Some witnesses aren't entirely truthful in their statements. This happens, we're going to review their statement and point out the contradiction. It's like we're doing, okay. I never know of a flaw in their statement, however, so don't go running around accusing people without a reason. Interesting. Their statements, we can also just talk to the witnesses. Do it another good, and it's another good way to uncover information. Finally, once we're ready to move on, we can travel to another area. We have free reign at the house. We can move around as we like. If you want to talk to me, we can come back here. No more to say as the case unfolds. Come back here every once in a while to hear more. And let's get started. Alright. I'm still not sure about Hana's story. Why would the Eubanks want to steal charity money? I can think of a number of reasons. I'm sure she's telling the truth. What happened if she lied once already? We have to take the rest with a grain of salt. Oh, Detective Hunt speaking. Ernest Hunt says she's innocent. Don't you have your doubts? Yeah, I have my doubts. Still, I believe her. Don't think any actor could fake the anger she had. It did feel real. It'd be so much easier if this was all an accident. Blame it all on bad luck. Door. So how was my driving? We never drove above the speed limit, and even dipped 5 below on the freeway. I was driving a police car. I had to set a good example. You know, studies show that slower drivers cause more accidents than faster ones. Really? I guess I'll look that up later. Oh, it's a little bit of a... Aw. For a wealthy family, this house seems less grand than I expected. What'd you expect? A luxurious palace the size of a stadium? Home prices are already going up far faster than most wages. This is still prime real estate. At least they keep their home modest rather than driving up the prices even further. I suppose so. This property, Justina? $3.5 million. I see an open window up there. Why would you want to keep the window open on such a cool day? Just take a close look at it once we're inside. Alright. Leads. Foyer. Open window on the side. Alright. House foyer. Wow, this place is much more impressive on the inside. Don't get too distracted by the lion's den before meeting the lion itself. I prefer a hummingbird's nest myself. After all, they represent optimism and playfulness, the traits that we all use in our lives. I see you brought a new guest. Welcome to my home. I'm Ferris Eubank. Oh, hi. I'm Justina Smith. It's a pleasure to meet you. You are quite nervous. Canteen of tea? Some tea should calm those nerves. Care for a cup? No, I would hate to impose. Now, you're a guest in my home. I simply must offer you a drink. And let's save the cup until after we've finished. Fair enough. Now, to what I owe the pleasure of this visit. I thought that you caught the thief early this morning. We did. That case is already wrapped up with a shiny bow. Are you about the attack on your maid, Miss Lee? Why, I can still hardly believe that Chandra was attacked. Just this morning she was getting my tea ready, and before I knew it, the police were here. Why is it on fire? I hope for her sake you can lock away that wicked thief for what she did. I don't think I want to drink that tea if it's that flammable. Oh dear. Her parents met her about a decade ago. Your parents met her when she was in her 20s, then. What exactly is in that tea? Your cooperation in this matter is greatly appreciated. Of course, I'll help in any way I can. In that case, I'd like to ask you a few questions. Can you tell me where you were when Miss Lear was attacked? Let me think. Statement. This morning I was having breakfast in the dining room with the rest of the family. After my husband finished eating, I stayed by myself in the dining room. I adopted a stray cat yesterday and saw I was feeding him. I was there the whole time until the police came. I believe it was shortly after that when Chandra was found. Alright. Can anyone verify your whereabouts? Not a soul, I'm afraid. I suppose that makes me a suspect. Of course not. You don't have a motive. You only want to know where you were. Justina, please. Your partner here seems to have a different idea. Guilty as charged. Isn't it, Miss Assistant? Lack of motive does not mean lack of guilt. Chandra is a family detective. We would never hurt her. And you should have no issue with us looking around to confirm that. Well, you're free to look around. After all, you already caught up the culprit. What's with his attitude? We should have a talk with him outside. Alright. Plants. So those are lovely plants. Do you mean the Plantanic brothers? They have names? Why, they're valuable members of our home. Nothing makes you feel more invited than being greeted by the Plantanic brothers. And why keep them in the corners? Even plants can be shy. They get frightened easily. Because those are partial shade plants. They can only take so much sunlight. You're no fun, detective. Those paintings. Something wrong? These paintings are so uninspired. The palette is completely dull. What's the point of painting something without any soul or creativity? What is more than just pictures to put on a wall? It's like portrait and still life. Didn't know you had such strong art opinions. Like my parents, they're artists. Staring at art is just second nature to me. Sorry for the rant. No, it's weird. Not weird at all. A good detective can walk into a room and pinpoint whatever stands out. This means you have a good pair of eyes. That's quite the window. No, I just love all the light it lets in. It makes our home feel so alive. It's a bit too grand if you ask me. That light must be blinding from the stairs. A brighter world is never a bad thing, detective. Fair enough. You know, you could have been nicer to our host. He's a suspect in an attempted murder. I was only being fair. Like Wheezy on her, she might take advantage of that kindness. I understand that, but she took it way too far. You shouldn't treat every potential suspect like criminals. I know you mean well, but you haven't met the people I have. Can't afford any risks. Sounds like there's a story there. There is, but that's for another day. I'll hold you to that. Alright. Mrs. Eubank. Please, dear, call me Ferris. Ferris, could you tell me about the Eubank Investments? It's an investment firm that our family runs. We provide the funds to transform empty land into beautiful destinations. My husband is the founder and the CEO. I run the legal department. The whole legal department? Wow. It's hardly that impressive. A single cup of oolong tea is far more complex than anything I do. Don't let her modesty fool you, Mr. Assistant. We make investments and dealings all around Azure City and beyond. It'd be impossible for them not to run into a lot of legal issues. Which are the life of the party, detective. Well, you don't get a detective on good looks alone. Anyways, it was her who secured the company's first major property development. That success led the company to where it is today. No need to flatter me, detective. After all, my husband did all the planning. I just carried out those plans. Excuse me, when was that major investment exactly? I believe it was about a decade ago. Huh. I see. Just never thought I'd be meeting Mrs. Eubank. I think all that happened 10 years ago. You doing all right, dear? If you're feeling tired, perhaps some tea would help. Oh, no, sorry. I was just thinking. Keep my past to myself. If you're hungry, feel free to help yourself to the kitchen. Some delicious food might ease that mind of yours, huh? We should be heading to the crime scene. We have an investigation to conduct. Alright. Obviously, we're going to the kitchen first. It seems a pair of red and green bell peppers have entered my pot. Detective, you're back. Mr. Curry, I'm back with the newest member of the police's veggie garden. I'm Justina Smith, the, green bell pepper? Pleasure to meet you. I'm Oliver Curry, personal chef to the Eubank family. Tell me, Detective, do you have any news on the Chandra? Unfortunately not. She's still recovering. Thankfully, it's not life-threatening. I can't believe someone would attack her. Won't you all give her this box of food when you see her next? She didn't eat any breakfast this morning and it's at hospital for this even fit for rats to eat. Could he just bring her the food himself? Well, whatever. I'll just take it. I read the report from yesterday, but you didn't come up. Where were you during the robbery? I was on vacation up until yesterday. I was gone for the past few days to visit my parents. Took a whole day of travel just to get back here. I arrived about an hour after the robbery. I checked his claim this morning. He only showed up after the robbery. Speaking of this morning, where were you when Chandra got attacked? Why do you ask? Yes, doing a routine investigation. You sauteed that whole onion. Well, I already told you all this, but I'll say it again. It was the day I was in most of the day cooking. Chandra came in this morning to bring the family their breakfast. After that, I stayed here in the kitchen cleaning until I heard she was attacked. Police had already found her in the trophy room by then. The chef's life. A whole day to travel. It must have been exhausting. It certainly was. But no matter the distance, they're my family. And why work here? Couldn't you work closer to your family? It would have forced me to work in the family business. No, Sherry and I are much happier here. Sherry? My frying pan. She's my most trusted companion. I take her everywhere I go. And when it rains, I can use her as a drying pan. Who names a frying pan? Right, so what exactly is your family's business? You have a restaurant back home. Not much artistry there, everything is fried. Here, I'm free to make anything I wish. Don't the Eubanks decide what you cook? Oh, okay, so your parents run Papa's Clerkeria. Don't the Eubanks decide what you cook? Oh, we could rollbacks enabled. You might decide their meals, but how I prepare them is entirely up to me. My creativity runs free in this kitchen. I see. All this talk about food is making me hungry. Should add his frying pan, Sherry, to the evidence. Yeah, alright. Sure. Sounds like Mr. Eubank is a good boss. He's a wonderful boss. Such a joy to cook for. When he's hungry, he never minces his words, never hums and haws. No, he always knows exactly what he wants. Sounds reasonable to me. I'm lucky to have a boss as kind as him. Not all of them are like it. Many personal chefs get treated poorly, seen as expendable. Chandra and I, on the other hand, have been treated well by Mr. Eubank. You've been rather quiet, sir. Well, I'm glad to hear he does the bare minimum for his employees. Do you have a problem with Mr. Eubank? I do, but not because he's a bad boss. Why then? I have my reasons. You should go meet him yourself, Justina. He's usually in his office upstairs. He is? Let's go pay him a visit. Suppose we need his statement. Well, we can head there whenever you're ready. Stop staring after you, overgrown side dish. I don't need to be guilt-tripped into eating my veggies. I see you have taken an interest in my salad. Oh, yeah, it looks tasty. As tasty as a salad can be. The finest, of course, for the Eubanks. I think Les and I would be no different than a greasy fast food cook. Better not tell him about my high school job. Yeah, it was the weirdest thing. got a golden ticket in the mail, and I wound up working at the Papa's Cheeseria. Oh wow, is this some fancy wine? Let's see. A winery started over 50 years ago by a pair of brothers with nothing except 2 cows and a dream. Worked hard growing the best ingredients in order to deliver the finest taste to your mouth. Good quality always looked for the two cow logo. Impressive, but I still don't know what kind of wine this is. I really like this painting. The countryside landscape looks so peaceful with a muted color palette. My mom paints as a hobby. This was a gift from her, so I could be reminded of home. You're from the country? Yep, a small town called Appleton. It's a farming town way out to the east. The Eubanks didn't care. They hired me off my food alone. None of those wealthy folk treat us like we're lessers just because we're from the country. Call us bumpkins and other nonsense. But the Eubanks seem quite nice, at least. That's a lovely bouquet. They are yellow poppy flowers. Mrs. Eubanks says they represent optimism, just like hummingbirds. She loves to be optimistic, so those are her favorite. They're very pretty. Should buy some for my room. What's in the cupboard? Wonder what's in here. Don't open that. Sorry, what's in there anyways? It's cat food. Eubanks got some while I was away. I can't stand the smell of that stuff. Sure they can't smell that bad. Well, it does. Doesn't help that I'm allergic to cats. So I keep the food here then. Eubanks don't know I'm allergic, and I don't want to cause a fuss. I want it in here, and so it stays in there. This job is important to me. Eubanks want a cat, and I don't want them replacing me over it. Thankfully, Mrs. Eubank has a no-cat policy in the kitchen. I'd be red as a tomato otherwise. Why don't you look for a place to work without any cats around? Work doesn't grow on trees. I applied to hundreds of places before I landed this job. Won't let a single cat take that away from me. Curious. What's this hood for? It captures smoke and grease with the stove and carries them out of the kitchen. Oh really? Never seen one. How sad. The smell of grease must be dreadful in your kitchen. I'm used to it. Food is food after all. Can't stand it. It makes the kitchen smell awful. That was a good animation. Plus, it's a health hazard. Depending on where you live, it might be required by law. That's another case of the landlord forgetting to tell me. What else we talk about? I can review your... Dining room, feeding the family's cat. Is Oliver's statement going to be used to contradict Ferris's statement? Very curious. We're going to go to the crime scene last. Maybe because it looks like no one's here at the moment. Should go explore the areas more and come back here later. Where? You're pretty friendly with the chef. Wise Texas boy befriends the cook. That way you get the best snacks. So it's all just for the food. Not just the food, Mrs. Assistant. I was hoping you might have seen something. Found out he was away during the robbery. I crossed him off my list of suspects. I see. So you befriended him to get information. Clever. Bingo. Only afterwards did I try his cooking. I'm taking my compliment back. Nah. Alright, go to the crime scene. Strange how familiar this room is now. Imagine how I feel. I wouldn't go in from this room so often. I'll be paying rent at this point. You have to sell everything you own to afford rent in a place like this. Anyways, what should we... Hold it right there. This is an active crime scene. Civilians can't just wander around here. Ooh, hello. Diamond, I was wondering where you were. Ah. Red, welcome back. Oh boy, I see you brought a guest. Oh, hello. Miss Assistant, let me introduce you to the lead detective, Sophie Smith. Nice to meet you. Wait, what do you mean lead detective? I thought you were in charge. Red handles robberies. I'm the one who handles homicides and attempts at homicide. You must be Justina Smith, correct? Wait, how'd you know that? I have it written right here. Justina Smith, the clerk working under Sue P. Earle. Hey! That doesn't really strike me as a detective sort. She's the one actually in charge of this case. Okay, you're a coded friend. Chief told us about you last week. He showed us a picture and everything. Wait. And how come Detective Hunt didn't know me? Why? We should look at the time. I really ought to be going. You forgot, didn't you? Keen as ever, I see. Is he always like this? For as long as I've known him. He's a good heart, though. Anyways, Sue told me you got a confession from the thief. Got a confession from the robbery, but she didn't attack Chandra. Justina here couldn't bear to see an innocent person accused like that and begged me to bring her here. Hey, that's what's her name? Well, since you're here, let me give you the rundown. Oh, okay. At 8 o'clock this morning, Miss Lear left a voicemail for Red that seemed to be cut off abruptly. It sounded like someone had attacked her. We sent over to investigate. Got here at about 10 past 8. Mrs. Eubank greeted me on my arrival, and as we headed toward the trophy room, where we believed Chandra may have been, the door was locked tight, so I had to force it open. Chandra was inside, unconscious. She had clearly been attacked. Confirmed she was still alive before we transported her to the hospital. I see. So what was the weapon? We haven't found one yet. I was told that she had been hit on the back of the head with a flat and blunt object. It must have had blood on it, given the injury. Everything we've tested so far has come back negative for blood. Flat and blunt. I believe the culprit must have taken the weapon with them. Oh boy. I have the medical report right here. Take a look at it. Maybe we should have come here first. In the hospital Chandra is being treated at. She suffered a single blunt force wound to the back of the head from a flat object, and we know what the injury is present. What if it's still in the house? Shouldn't we just test everything? No, without reasonable suspicion or warrant. We ruled as inadmissible and thrown out otherwise. Right now we only have ground to test what's around the crime scene. I guess that makes sense. It does make things harder, though. It's a necessary evil. For now, let's just investigate this room. We might find something. Let me know if you have any questions. Alright. Oh, we got a lot to look at here. Not a fan of this rug. Doesn't match the carpet at all. It needs more color variety. Green and purple would help it pop more. It's super fluffy. What I wouldn't give it to be a cat and just roll around without care. Looks fine to me. Says the man who looks like a walking lobster. Be nice, he's been working really hard to infiltrate the crustacean smuggler's ring. You're right, I was being too crabby. When this is over, I'm going shopping for new clothes. Detective is safe this morning. I mean, yesterday. You only saw it this morning from a tape recorded yesterday. Time is just an excuse to display power over others. I learned about it this morning, therefore it only existed since then. We also met this morning, so I only existed since this morning. Detective, it's the safe from yesterday. Doesn't seem to be relevant to our current case. Let's leave it alone. What's this? Looks like a white bedsheet. It's covered in a bunch of dirt and grass. Detective Swift, do you know what this is? No idea. But it was there when we secured the room. Whoever left it must have been in a hurry. Well, Chandra was in here. Maybe she was planning on cleaning it when she got attacked. There's no bed in here, or anything for washing sheets. How did he get this dirty? Strange. We'll record it for later. White bedsheet covered in dirt. Huh. Wonder what's in here. Looks like a landline, but covered in hair? It's cat fur. Red found some yesterday. Cat fur? You're saying there was a cat in here? Not just any cat, an origin white Siamese cat. Given how fresh the fur was, I'd say it was shed no more than an hour before it was discovered. I asked Miss Eubank about it, but she said it was from the family cat. Really? None of that was in the police report. Why leave it out? Brought to the chief, but it was dismissed as irrelevant. Said, what are you supposed to do? Claim the cat as a witness and request testimony? Cats do make for poor witnesses. As for the phone, we believe this phone was used to call the police this morning. Do it. Do it. Take the cat's statement. Do it now. You know you want to. I'm not sure how it ended up here. Perhaps the thief tried to hide it. Take note of both. Cell phone. Dress. Who keeps a single yellow dress hung up like this? Mrs. Eubanks says it's what she wears when she watches her husband play golf. She says it's easier to find it when it's next to the golf clubs. I'm surprised she wouldn't wear something fancier. She can afford whatever outfit she wants, but goes for tacky yellow. Simple and elegant, unlike her personality. You need a better eye. You need a better eye for fashion, Red. Red, you are outnumbered. There's more to style than just throwing on whatever. And I'm a simple man. I need something that fits me, like lobster. Mr. Lobster Coat. Some golf clubs over here. How strange. The blue one has had its hand polished, but not the rest of it. I guess Chandra was cleaning it when she got attacked. That's what we thought, but there's nothing in here for cleaning a golf club with. Is that a motorcycle helmet? Trying to figure out what she's spinning. According to Eubanks, after delivering breakfast, Chandra was asked to clean the blue one. Just the blue one? Is there a golf tournament coming up? Maybe Mr. Eubank would use it there. And why would he want this one clean? These clubs are just for show. What do you mean? Keeps his real clubs in his room. These three are his lucky clubs. These three are more to show off. Claims he carried them to a few tournaments he won. Strange. Why would he want just one clean then? I didn't ask him. Don't worry about it. Let's get through this case. We can ask him later. Think any of these clubs could have been the weapon? We tested them for blood, but they came back negative. Not distinct evidence. Curious. According to this trophy, Mr. Eubank got first place at a golf tournament recently. Apparently, he's won plenty of trophies in the past. One magazine said a true visionary. When his company stock goes up, his golf score goes down. Is it a low score bad? Golf's about getting the ball in a hole with the least number of swings, so a low score is the best. He's so great, why display only one trophy? Make a good point. Unless he has another room. This room is unusually bare, given his previous record. The culprit came in through this window, huh? Given that the door was locked, they would have had to leave through it as well. Then why would they close the window? Surely a thief escaping in a hurry wouldn't put in the effort to close it. It does seem odd. It was closed when we got here. Whoever attacked Chandra must have closed it. Very curious. It took me 20 minutes to drive here. How did you get here so fast? Believe it or not, I'm the fastest member of the force. If criminals think they can outrun the law, they haven't met Zephyr. Zephyr? That's my ride. Just a standard issue motorcycle with some custom upgrades. That is a motorcycle helmet. Okay, I thought so. You know all the ins and outs of this city. Trust me, whenever there's a murderer, I'm the first one here. You ought to know. Why is Hana the prime suspect in this? I don't see anything that ties back to her. Well, there isn't anything direct. Given how the body was found, our best assumption is that the thief had to have returned. Talk to the chief. He doesn't want us going after the Eubanks. Eubanks have a lot of sway in the city. Unless we had ironclad proof. Let's just say the fallout would be enormous. I'd certainly hate to get on their bad side. So there's nothing else to go on. Our best guess remains the thief. That's awful. Whatever happened to innocent until proven guilty? That only applies in a court of law. Police have much simpler priorities when making an arrest. Till we find the true culprit, Monsieur is the prime suspect. Why the long face? We had to prove her innocent. Our system isn't perfect, but it'll work out at the end. Far from perfect. I'm surprised you don't mind us hijacking your investigation. Red may seem a bit absent-minded, but really, he's dedicated to the core. Even if I try to stop him, he'd still worm his way into this. Besides, he's the better detective. If anyone can solve this case, it's him. This is your case. Don't you want to be the one to solve it? Well, Red has his quirks, but unlike me, he has the actual brains to back it. You only get in the way, so guarding the crime scene is the best I can do. Interesting police priorities. I got promoted to detective last month because I gave the most speeding tickets, not for my investigation skills. The chief just once sent me an example of the other officers, who set up to issue more tickets. Oh dear. Poor girl. Don't put yourself down, I'm sure you're a great detective. We all have our skills. I drive fast and Red finds criminals. I accept that. Well, I haven't. You've been here all morning. You must have uncovered something. Well, there is one thing. The order of when everyone arrived here. Which was Mrs. Eubank. She greeted me at the door and led me here. When the chef came up, he had a frying pan, so I figured he came from the kitchen. I thought Mr. Eubank claimed to have heard a sound and rushed downstairs. See? You have a detective's attention to detail. That's not all. Mr. Eubank's statement is important. Why's that? If he had heard the thud, it must have been close to the crime scene, right? I think it must have been in the room upstairs. What's above this room? The victim's bedroom. That can't be a coincidence. Let's go investigate that room. Couldn't find anything when I looked, but you two might be luckier. And try again. A second look might be all you need. Red, how long have you been listening? It's about 11 sentences ago. You found the clue. You should find the proof. I'll stay here and watch the scene. You should go. You're way better than me at this. Take my assistant with you. I taught her everything, so it'll be like I'm there in spirit. Like I need your help to look at an object and comment on it. Sure, I'll go with you. I want to be there when you find that proof. Alright, let's do it. But only for the bedroom. I'm leaving the rest of the house to Red. Once you're done collecting evidence, just head to her room. I'll meet you there. Alright. Now, we'll leave this here. Next time, Swifties unite! We're gonna help our girl. We'll do it. Until next time. Until then.